We need to get Ye into Congress. We need to get Ye to be the president because he's the next Napoleon. He's the next Caesar. He's the next empire. He's the next person that they want to take over the world. I have a question. If you want a Nazi to take over the world, if you want a Nazi to have power, what does that make you? All right, so with Kanye West, or Ye West, or whatever name you want to pin on him, Nazi, Adolf Hitler, with him going just so far down his rabbit hole like he has been lately, I feel like it's important to kind of take a look at the people surrounding him, the people supporting him, the people who are kind of echoing his ideology. Probably an important thing to do. So we're going to be doing that today. We're going to be listening to some comments from some people who are supporting him, as well as some people that have some particular words about Anthony Fauci. But before we get into any of that, let's go ahead and get into the fan art section. This one is from Smacko. It said $99 well spent. It's just the Trump NFT, but color corrected. Oh, that's amazing. The next one we have here is from Razdaz. Had an idea based on a work by Artesima Gentishelli. So here, have Suris and Raz slaying Neckoin Suris. Oh no, the slime has breached containment. The next one we have is from Classified Mongo. Does it look great? No. Will I fix it later? Definitely not. We just have slime Suris in a jar. We just have slime Suris in a jar. Okay, everybody. That's, that's the fan art section. As always, thank you all for your fan art submissions. If you want your fan art to be shown in a future video, the best way to do so is to drop it in the fan art section of the Discord. With that said, let's go ahead and get right into everything after you subscribe and hit the bell notification icon. Guys, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the things that Kanye West has done. Let's take a look at some of the merchandise he's done before. He's done these Blexit shirts. You know, that was kind of weird. Trying to tell black people to leave the Democratic Party because Democratic Party doesn't have their best interest in heart, which was true once upon a time, before the Southern strategy. There's also some other Kanye West merchandise. Now, there's no indication that this merchandise has actually been designed by him or that he's affiliated with it in any way, but it's important to take a look at them. It's important to understand that, stuff like this being made, whether or not he is affiliated with it, speaks to some of his recent statements. Quite a lot. I mean, does it look like a swastika to you? Looks like a swastika to me. But it's more than just that. It's more than just that. We'll return to Kanye in a moment. I want to focus now on a right-wing broadcaster named Stu Peters for a minute. This is at the America First PAC, and the reason I bring this up is that America First is, of course, the PAC and movement that is heralded by none other than Nick Fuentes, who is, of course, Ye's campaign manager, of all people. So let's go ahead and take a listen to some of the things he had to say about Dr. Fauci.
Tony Fauci basically a noose somewhere.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and increase the volume on that, because that's not loud enough.
A few moments later.
Oliarch, thank you for redeeming your points for what's converted into an ara, as well as Crow Valentine dropping a ara as well. So Fauci should have a noose around his neck? I don't know. I need some context.
He's not dangling from the end of a noose somewhere because there is an utter and absolute vacuum of real leadership in America.
Oh, so they're just straight up saying that he should be dead and that real leaders would kill him. I wonder what real leaders they think they should have that should kill Dr. Fauci. Those are words. That's a lot of staring.
And when people like me say things like that,
okay,
the truth is deemed hate speech.
Hey guys, he said
Stu
the
Peters
words.
is dangerous and hateful. Which is why the queer pack people don't want us over there. The entire world. Why is this man still running around free instead of hanging by the end of...
Okay, I think we've gotten most of the information we're going to get out of this. Queer Pack, that's... Okay, so context. So America First Pack is a splinter that is always set up next to CPAC, the conservative convention. The reason being, if you're part of the standard Republican right wing, you go to CPAC, but if you're part of the alt-right, if you're part of the, you know, the actual fucking Nazis, then you go to AFPAC. That's what it's for. That's the purpose of it. All the extremists that can't get a platform at CPAC, they go to AFPAC so they can shout to a bunch of children. That's what it is. You're so tired of these people? Yeah, imagine. Since CPAC is already so fashy, yeah, it is. It's amazing that you can get worse, but you can get worse. You always can get worse. Never forget you can get worse. But. I know that the position of somebody like this is to say the golden words. If you can go to any fucking alt-right organization, you can go to any of those, and you can say these few vapid statements, and they will trigger an audience to applaud. If you say things like, oh, I don't know, your speech is being suppressed. I don't like hate speech. I'm a free speech warrior. You say that shit, people get rowdy. They're just like, oh my god, I'm so happy that you said this thing that I would not have ever been able to say in public. I'm so glad that you confirmed my bias that I'm a victim. I'm so glad that you did that. I guarantee you, if one of you wants to go do a fucking sting at one of these events, just use those trigger phrases. Just use free speech, use personal liberty, use any of that shit. I guarantee you'll get nodded heads. You don't say anything besides that, you'll get nodding heads. But that's not all we have to talk about here. We don't just have that. We don't just have, Stu saying the equivalent of, won't somebody rid me of this meddlesome Fauci, and I would like to personally have him killed. It would be great if he just happened to die, because, I don't want to be the leader, but if somebody else happened to be the leader, they would have him killed. Because apparently believing that people just need to die is a normal thing that people do. We have some people who have specifically created something called Students for Yay. Students for Yay is a organization dedicated to have a bunch of college students organize for Yay, Kanye West. Let's take a listen in.
For the students signing up for Students for Yay, what besides like the events and the rallies and stuff like that do you guys want them to kind of take away from this whole experience? Because this really is like a once in a lifetime experience, So what can students kind of look forward to learning, like different skills, different rhetoric, political experience, etc.?
Yeah, that's a good question. I like that question. Well, one of the things we're really trying to emphasize here is networking. So we want all of these sort of pro-Yay, college Republican chapters, TPUSA chapters to get in touch and work together. One of the things that we're really going to work on with Students for Yay is taking over these TPUSA chapters. We want to see universities fall. I envision having a map of every major university, every major TPUSA chapter, and being okay, this chapter's pro-Yay, this one's not. And if it's not pro-Yay, we'll send our guys down there and we'll do whatever it takes to put leaders in, put pro-Yay people in.
They will specifically be taking over fashy organizations to make them more fashy because they're not fashy enough. When you specifically want the person who is engaging in Nazi ideology, when you specifically want that person gaining more and more traction, I have to ask, are your parents proud of the shit you do? Do you think they're proud of the shit you actually get involved in? When they want to take down the Turning Point USA chapters, which are already fucked up enough, specifically so that you can grow a movement that, let's go ahead and say it's, if your movement is pro-Hitler and thinks that the Jews are taking over the world, then yeah, I think it's perfectly safe to say you've got a Nazi movement. If you specifically want to make movements that are not quite Nazi enough more Nazi and take them over with your own people, I don't know. I don't know if I'd call that a group of skills like the America First dude asked. I feel like that's more of a call to action, and a pretty fucked up one at that. But why would they want to do this? Well,
to anyone who's kind of on the fence about signing up, joining for Students for Yay, I would echo that. I would say, you look at history, you look at the Napoleons, you look at the Caesars, you look at the Trumps, even what we thought he was. Ye is actually that, and he is the next Napoleon. He is America's Caesar.
We need to get Ye into Congress. We need to get Ye to be the president because he's the next Napoleon. He's the next Caesar. He's the next empire. He's the next person that they want to take over the world. I have a question. If you want a Nazi to take over the world, if you want a Nazi to have power, what does that make you? Or, sorry, a Nazi. Sorry. If you want a Nazi to have power, what does that make? I want this shit to be parody. I want this shit to not be real. I want to wake up tomorrow and everything I've ever done on my channel to be for nothing, and the world is just a better place. But that's not going to be the case. So now that we have Students for Nazi and America First and apparently Turning Point USA, a type of conversion therapy being attempted on it, I have to ask, do we really want this much infighting in the conservative political movements? Because this kind of infighting, it feels like it only serves to move the party more and more and more and more down the road of extremism. I could be wrong, but I guess we'll see what 2024 brings. I know for a fact that Nazi is not going to win. He's not. Adolf Hitler's not going to win 2024. But being able to have an open and unapologetic Nazi who says he loves Hitler in the running at all, and will probably get a significant amount of votes, significant being like 1 or 2%, enough to be notable if you happen to be a libertarian. The fact that that is probably going to happen, that disheartens me. That the fact that there are going to be people who will vote for that at all speaks to some of the movements that are gaining traction in the United States, and I'm not super thrilled about any of that. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. This one was exhausting for all the wrong reasons. I like being tired out at the end of a lot of things, but at the end of this, I think I just want a cookie. Thank you all for watching, everybody. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, don't be a fucking Nazi. Insert in the video tagline here.